Okay, guys, today we're going to be looking into a standardized questions, international questions for grade 6. Okay, I'm going to be going through this one at a time. So I'm going to start with the first one, and it says convert 574 to Roman numerals. Roman numerals. Ignore this thing here. I don't know why it is there. Okay, so now the first one, which is DLXXVI, is not correct because to solve this, we need to first start with writing the individual letters or individual Roman numerals. So my D is 500. So this first one here is like saying 500 plus the L here, which is 50, plus the two X's, which can give me 10 plus 10, okay, 10, and then plus V, which is 5, plus V, which is 5, okay, so I say plus 5, and finally plus I, which is 1. So this gives me 576. Can you see? So this is not correct. Now when we check the second one, first I need to delete all of this, erase all of this. Okay, so the second one, again, we're going to have D is 500, L is 50, so that's 550, and then XX will give me 20, that's 570, and IV is 4, which is 574. So my answer will be B. Okay, so now we move to number 2. Number 2 says correct 0.0579 to two significant figures. When we talk about significant figures, we are talking about numbers. Okay, we're talking about numbers. So for that, I'm gonna have the first 0 here and this second 0 are not that important. So the first number that I can work with is this 5 here. Okay, then this 7. So these are the two significant figures that I have. But there is one thing. If I want to write this, it's going to be 0.057, isn't it? That's what I've chosen. But there is 9 here. So because there is 9, I need to round this one up. So this gives me 0.058. All right. So I will look for the one that has the answer. So D is my answer. Okay. So now we move to the third one. The third one says arrange 2/3, 5/6, 1/2, and 1/4 in ascending order. Ascending order means from small to big. Okay, starting from the smallest to the biggest to the greatest. And for that, I don't have enough space, so I'm going to do it up here. So the first one here is 2/3, 2/3, and the second one here is 5/6, 5/6, and the third one is 1/2, and the last one is 1/4. 1/4. Okay. To do this, I need to make the denominators to be the same, and for that I'm going to think of a number, a common multiple that I can have, and it will be divided by any of these denominators. Okay, that number will be 12. All right, so I need to think of a number I can multiply by 3 to get 12, and that number is 4. And whatever I do down, I must also do that up there. So let me show us. In that case, 2 over 3, I need to do like something like 2 over 3. All right. So 2 over 3, to make my 3 to become 12, I need to multiply it by 4. So do the same up here, 4. All right. And this gives me 8 over 12. So my 2 over 3 will be 8 over 12. Okay. And then my 5 over 6, I need to multiply 6 by 2 to get 12. Therefore, 5 over 6 will be 5 times 2 over 6 times 2. Okay? And this gives me 10 over 12. Now we move to 1 over 2. Of course, I have to multiply it by 12. Multiply it by 6. So 1 over 2 times 6, and this one also times 6, will give me 6 over 12. And finally, 1 over 4, I have to multiply it by 3. So I'm going to have 1 over 4 times 2 will give me 2 over 8. Remember, they said ascending order, so it's going to be from the smallest to the greatest. So now I have to check the denominators. Oh, sorry. This is multiplied by 3. Oh my. I've got to redo this. So I'm going to have multiplied by 3. And that gives me 3 over 12. Okay, now there you go. So here, 3 is the smallest. The 3 here is the smallest, followed by 6. All right, and then by 8 and by 12. So my 1 over 4 is the smallest. So I'm going to check here to see my 1 over 4. The one that has my 1 over 4. And the next one will be 1 over 2. So 1 over 4, 1 over 2. Okay, I can find 1 over 4 here and 1 over 2. And the third one will be 2 over 3. Yeah, so it's 2 over 3. And finally 5 over 6. So 5 over 6. Okay, because here we have the, let me change the pen color. Okay, so here we have 3 as the smallest, and then followed by 6, and now followed by 8, and finally by 10. Can you see? Finally by 10. Okay, so don't worry about this. It's always causing problems, some problems for me. Okay, so what I was saying, you can see 3 is the smallest, followed by 6, and the one that gave me 3 is 1 over 4. So that's why I have my 1 over 4 here. And the one that gave me, the second one that gave me 6 is 1 over 2. So that's how my answer here will be that one, D. Check off D. D. Okay, now let's move to number 4. For number 4, it says find the square root of 4 over 9. Square root of 4 over 9. So to do this, I think I'm going to first of all find the square root of 4, which is a numerator, and finally find the square root of 9. And then I bring it back to a fraction. So for that, the square root of 4 will be 2. Because 2 raised to power 2 will give me 4. And now, the square root of 9 will be 3. Because 3 raised to power 3 gives me 9. Okay? So now, I'm going to bring it back to fraction, and it will be 2 over 3. So I'm going to look for the one that has 2 over 3, and that becomes my answer. And there you go. C is my answer. Okay, now let's move to number 4. Number 4 says in a class of in a class there are 20 girls and 30 boys. So I'm going to use G to represent girls, and B for boys. Okay, so it says there are 20 girls, so I'm going to write 20 here, and also put my colon, and 30 boys, so I'm going to write 30 here. Can you see? Okay, so now you have it says find the ratio of girls to boys. This is already the ratio of girls to boys. So when we check here to see if we can find the answer, we will not see anyone that has 20 to 30. But one thing you should know is this. A ratio is similar to a fraction. So this can be the same as 20 over 30. Okay, so whenever you have something like this, you can easily cross out those zeros, and then you'll be left with 2 over 3. All right, so we're going to look for the one that has 2 over 3. Now 2 over 3 is the same as 2 to 3, right? Therefore, we look for the one that has 2 to 3, and that is, okay, I have to delete these ones because I'm done with them. Okay, so 2 over 3. I will take D as my answer. 2 over 3. Well, check up this. Okay, and here I'm done with this. All right, next it says, Ade bought a pair of shoes for 1,000 naira. Yeah, that's a currency, a Nigerian currency, and sold it for 800 naira. What is his percentage loss? To find the percentage loss, I think I'm going to first of all subtract the amount he sold it from the original price, and that would be 1,000 minus 800. Okay, and this gives me 200 naira. All right, so now the formula for finding percentage loss is the loss. So we know that he lost 200 naira, right? So the loss is what the formula for finding that percentage loss is the loss over the original price times 100. So let's try that. So here we're going to have, where can I do this? Okay, I'm going to do it here. So you have the loss is 200 over the original price, which is 1,000, times 100. That's the formula, okay? So first of all, I'm going to cross out these 2 zeros with these ones. So I have 200 over 10. Now I cross out 1 more 0 and cross out 1 more 0 here. So I'm left with 20. So my answer becomes 20%. Okay? And I have that here, B as 20. Now we move to number 7. Number 7 says express 0.75 as a fraction. Now to express any number as a fraction, all you need is write that number and then over, this is what I mean. I write the same number, 75, over, and what we usually write is the significant number. So we don't care for this 0, because this 0 here is not significant. So we have 75 over what? This is 10th place, 10th. The first number after the decimal point is in 10th place, 10th place, okay? 10th means 0 over 10th means 0.1, okay? And this second one is in the 100th place. All right, okay, so for that I'm gonna have 75 over 100. Okay, so normally what I usually do is to count after the decimal point. I will just count how many digits that I have there. The number of digits I have here will be the number of zeros I'm gonna put there. So after this decimal point, I have 2 digits. That's why I have 1, 2 zeros here. Okay, that's what I usually do. So that's 75 over 100. And since it's 75 over 100, we still have to divide it because we don't have any 75 over 100 here. Okay, so we need to simplify it. To simplify this, I'm going to first of all divide it by 5. So if I divide this one by 5, I'm going to have 20. I divide this one by 5, I will have 15. Okay? Yes, because 50 divided by 5 is 10, and 25 divided by 5 is 5. So 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay, so I have 15 over 25, and I still don't have 15 over 25 here. I need to divide it further because it can still be divided. Therefore, 15 over 25, I have to divide it by 5 again. So 5 here will give me 4, and 5 here will give me 3. So when I check here, I'm going to say 3 over 4. All right. Now, we go to the final one. The final one says, find the simple interest on 800 naira for 4 years at 2% per annum. Normally, this is what we call principal, rate, and time. The principal is the original amount, and the rate is the interest rate, and then the time is how long that will last. So for that, I will have the formula, which is P times R times T over 100. Okay, so my P is 8,000. So I'm going to write 8,000 here. Oh, let me write it here for the sake of getting some space. 8,000 times the rate, which is 2%. Rate is 2%. Okay, so I'm just going to write 2 there. And then times time, which is 4 years, over 100. Okay, 100. Okay, I can easily cross out this. So I will be left with 80 times 2 times 4. First of all, I'm going to do an 80 times 4. 80 times 2 is 120. 80 times 2 is 160. 160 times 2 is 320. 320 times 2 gives me 640. No space to write it, so I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write it down. Okay, I have to do some. Erase this one. So I'm going to write it down here. So I'm going to have 640 naira. So I'm going to look for the one that has 640, and there you go. The answer is A. So we have done justice to these questions. Now, if you have any question or any concern or observation, please do not hesitate to send me a message. Okay, and if you have other questions from other standardized exams, you can also send that to me, and together we will do justice to it. Thank you, and see you some other time.